Hello everyone, this is Ruchira here
And this is Sally here.
and welcome back to our channel and welcome back to all those people who are new here.
And today we are going to talk about how to bring your dreams into reality.
So let's get started with the video. So let's get started with what we do. What we do, Sally?
We are a cabin crew.
Oh, a cabin crew. So what I did first to get into this cabin crew job was I went to an institute. And what about you, Sally?
Same year, I went to an institute.
Okay. So, which was not much necessary, but I had no idea how to get into all this. So, I went to an institute, and after that, I went into a walk-in interview. So, my interview was not conducted by the institute or something. I waited for it, but then ultimately, they were only organizing for hospitality and other malls and everything, which I didn't want to because I always wanted to be a crew. So, I went into a walk-in interview. And what about you, Sally?
I had an interview from my institute, but the interview which I gave for my airline, it was a walk-in interview. So yes, I had to go for a walk-in interview because this airline didn't come from my institute. It came when I have joined my airlines for after like 2 to 3 months. So yes, I have gone through this walk-in interview. But yes, they used to have different airlines who used to come for an interview. And I have gone through 2 to 3 and 1 to 2 airlines, yes, but I was not interested in that airlines.
Okay. So I went for interview for one airline where I didn't get selected because of my skin issues. And the second airline I went through was the airline I'm working with right now, and I cracked it finally. And after that I joined this airline. And as you said, you have gone through 2-3 interviews.
No, only 2 interviews.
Only 2 interviews for her. And after that interview, let's talk about the interview process which we went through. So for me, the first process was like there was a group of 10 people. It was a PA round or something. So they call you like 10 people together and you talk about it. And you have to sometimes they ask you to talk in English or Hindi. And they ask about yourself, your hobby, about the airline which you want to join, or like everything about you. And what about you, Sally? What did you go through?
Same process. They asked me for to talk about the airlines in English, and they asked me to introduce myself in Hindi because we are from Northeast. So they think that we tend to lack in Hindi. So they do ask us to talk in Hindi a lot because, you know, when you fly, there are people who don't talk in English much. They talk in Hindi. So they want you to be fluent in Hindi. So yes, for me, they ask me in both English and Hindi. For few people, they don't ask in Hindi. For some, they ask in Hindi. So
but even for me, you know, I'm from Northeast, but then I don't look like Northeastern, yes, obviously, because I'm a Bengali. But they did ask me in Hindi as well. They asked me to talk about my hobbies and everything in Hindi, and they asked me something else in English. So they do ask you about English and Hindi because it's a very necessity if you want to join an airline industry.
Especially in Indian airline industry.
Yeah, especially in Indian airline, you have to know English and Hindi. So they did ask me as well. And after that, I think we both had this I think you also had this height and weight.
Yes, BMI round. We had this BMI round.
So they checked our BMI. Like in BMI, they check your height, and if your height is corresponding to your weight, and only if that like you're equivalent to your height and everything, it's perfect. Only then they check. You go through the next round. So before that, also they check one more thing: is tattoos and visible scars, which is not allowed at all in the airline industry. You're not allowed to have tattoos in visible areas, and scars obviously not allowed at all.
Yes.
So after that, I had my third round interview, which was supposed to be held in Delhi, but then I don't know what happened, and then they cancelled that, and they did it in my place as well, where I gave my first interview. And what about you, Sally? What happened to your third round?
I never had a third round. I had a second, and it was my final round for me. Yes, I had in my same place in the same hotel that I went for the first interview. It was kind of an HR round for me. The HR will ask you a few questions that you have to answer very confidently. with a very smiling face. It's very necessary in our industry. Even you have to fake it till you make it, you have to do that. And for us it was the same, and it was very easy for me. She asked me about for myself and what I want to do and why I want to join this industry. Nothing much for me, and it was very easy for me. So yes, I have cracked that round and here I am.
But for me, it was not difficult though. Like I had my telephonic round first. So in telephonic round, all the people who were there, so one by one they were invited and they were called, and they had to go through this telephonic round where we was given like a telephone and you have to talk to the people on the other side. So she literally asked me about my everything, like my name or everything. Some people go to this GD round also in the third round. So they had to go, like it's a group discussion round, but I didn't have it luckily. And then the fourth round which I had was my medical round, like they checked my eyesight and everything. And again, my BMI, my height, my scars and everything. Like literally they gave it a close look that I don't have any scars or tattoos or anything. And my eyesight is perfect. So after that, I had my HR round, which was a little tricky for me because my HR was asking me like the same question. He was cross-questioning me and everything. He tried to make me confused, but then I didn't get confused, and I cracked the interview. And a few of them, I don't know what happened. They were not selected, and a few of them were called for another training which they had to go through, and then again they had to give it another interview. But for me, it was like I got my offer letter directly, and they gave me, like they did not give me the date of joining though, but they gave me an offer letter. And I think after 1 month, I got my date of joining. What about you, Sally? What happened to you?
Same, after my second round, I went through this round which is for your, they check for your eye power or something like that.
Yeah.
To check your eye power, then there's scars and everything, your skin and everything. After that, they gave me my joining letter. Then after, maybe like her, I got after 1 month, they call you for asking like which base you want to join, like whatever place they have their base in. So after that, you got your call and all, then they will send you your tickets and all, then you go for the training.
But before that also you have to do another thing, that is our medical checks.
Medical
You have to
check.
go through your medical check, like they'll check your everything,
Hemoglobin.
starting from hemoglobin, BP or everything, you have any problem or not. They'll check everything, and after that, only when you are like fit, when you get fit to fly, then you join the airline.
Yes.
And they'll assign you a date, you'll join, they'll send you the tickets and everything. So after 1 month, I got everything, my everything was assured, and I joined the airline for training. And that day I met her as well in the aircraft, but then we didn't know each other and we didn't talk at all, I think, and she didn't even notice me. Yes, see, she didn't notice me. And after that, we were in the same batch, I guess.
Yes,
we were in the same batch. We did all our presses and everything, and we started our training. So we were in the same batch. And training is a long process, I must say. It's difficult as well. Like the first part is easy, right?
Yeah, the starting for 1 to 3 days is very easy. Like you don't have to do anything, you just have to go. You have to fill some forms and you have to introduce yourself. They will give you what batch you are in, what are your instructor that are going to be there for you. That's it. But after like 5 to 10 days, then the training starts for you.
Yeah, the actual training, like, so that was a bit difficult. Like you have to study a lot, you have to literally do all that you can. It's all about hard work after that, and you have to score 90 out of 100, so you can understand what's the difficulty level.
The process is not all the airlines ask for 90 marks to pass your exams.
It may differ from airline to airline, but our airline was like
our
that.
airline asks for 90 marks. There are a few airlines who ask for 80 marks, but our is on different level. They ask for 90 marks, which you have to score.
Yeah. So we passed all our exams and everything, and then finally when we graduated, we got the wings to fly. And after that, we came back to our base and everything. And then
also the accommodation part is a little bit different.
yeah,
It's like they give you 15 days accommodation
Yeah.
from your airline. After that, whichever training place they are given to you, it's like for us it was Delhi, so they gave us 15 days accommodation. After that, for 15 days you can stay in that place, a guest house that they provide you. After that, you have to you have to search for a place to stay for 3 months, because our training was there for 3 months. So we went for another rented place so where we can stay for 3 months.
So obviously
This is
the
the same
training
thing.
period is like 3.5
Yes.
months, so you have to
Yes.
find an accommodation, because your accommodation that your company provides is just for 15 days. At least for us it was like that.
And also they pay for that. It's
Yeah.
not that much, but yes,
Yes, they do
for
pay.
you. Because we are a trainee in that period, yes, they do pay for you, but it's not that much.
Yeah. It's, I think, same for every company or something. When you do an internship or something, you get paid, you only get the stipend amount.
Yes.
So same for us, we only got the stipend amount, and we had to survive in that.
Yes.
So after our training and everything completed, we got graduated after 3.5 months, and then we came to our like base station, which was given, which we had decided like the time of joining and everything. So we came here, and then we got introduced to our base and everything, and we started flying. But before flying, we had like a FAM flight, which is another exam for us. So we get through 2 FAM flights,
Yes.
and those are like exams for us. You have to pass that, only then you get to do your solo flights.
Yes.
So we passed that, and then we started flying. And flying is a very nice experience, I must say. It has been really wonderful for me. What about you, Sally?
It's a good experience, but it's also very intense in some of the parts. Like people want you to be pro in whatever you do. At least not pro, but you have to be good in whatever you're doing. But it's just like, if you are new in this thing, you have to learn. There are few people who are encouraging you in doing that thing, but there are few people who also discourage you. But the thing is, you should learn that what you should do and what you not do,
And be positive every
Yes,
time.
you have to be positive, because there are few times that you are tend to get discouraged most of the time, because there are people who do let you, maximum there are seniors who do let you know that you're not good in this, you're not good in that.
Yeah,
But that
and you
should not
like
make you
literally
feel
tend
down.
to leave this job, and you just but if you know, everything takes time. Like it took me 3 months to get at least know my work and do everything nicely. And everyone, I think, takes that much time, and it's normal, it's fine. But what you have to do is be patient, know your work, learn your work, take positivity from everywhere you can. Like take advices and be positive about it. Don't let yourself down. It's fine if you don't understand. It's fine if you don't get it. You'll get to know one day, and it's fine. Fun part of being a cabin crew is like the layover part, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. You get to do international layovers, domestic layovers, obviously. But international layovers, I think they are my favorite. What about you, Sally?
Same here, you can get you joined this job because you wanted to visit different places, or you want to meet new people. That's the basic reason that we gave before joining this job, and that's what you get. And also you get paid for this visiting this different place. You are also getting paid what you need more. And also it's a beautiful place, and you want to visit what you want more.
Yeah. So that's one of the fun part of being a crew. You get to meet new people, and if you love meeting new people, obviously it's fun. You get to see, like every sector, you get to see new people, and you get to experience everything new. It's not a boring job, not at all. You have different timings, you have different people. Every day you get a different set of crew. You get to familiarize with different people. So obviously it's a very difficult but an enjoying job. Like you literally enjoy your life if you're a cabin crew.
Yes, you will do enjoy a lot of things that you wanted to enjoy. Yes, few things you will mix, like if you wanted to be there in a festival with your parents, or you wanted to be there in a birthday for your parents, your mother, father, whoever it is. Yes, most of the time you can't be there because you don't get leave for that.
Yeah, like Dashera, Diwali, New Year's, Christmas. Half of the time I'm flying on New Year's and Christmas or Diwali. Obviously, you have to sacrifice something to get something. So is our job,
Yes.
and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, we have been in this industry for more than 3.5 years, so yes,
Yeah.
we are enjoying our life. Yes, we have some of the disadvantage
Yeah,
in this job, but yes, we also have a lot of advantage in this job. So yes, still we are in this job because we are enjoying our luxurious life, as people tend to talk about
Yeah.
being a crew.
I tend to love my job, and if you want to join this job and you want to know how to crack an interview, most people want to be a cabin crew, but they do not have a proper solution, or they don't know how to crack into it. So if you want to know more about it, please do write in the comment section, and I will be happy to help you out, I guess.
Yes, of course.
And this is it for our video, and we'll see you soon with our next video. Until then, take care, see you, and bye bye.
Can you subscribe to our channel?
Yeah, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel and press into that bell icon. I do forget telling this, but you don't forget doing it, okay? See you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.